It's time to meet Clifton.
With your host, Ray Grabowski.
Here's Ray.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to our summer episode of Meet Clifton. As you notice, we're back in the studio after a long renovation. City Hall finally finished the studio for us, so we're really glad to be back. And, of course, my co-host George is with us again tonight.
Fun to be back.
Yeah, and it's great to be back in the studio, right?
Definitely.
And we have a lot of innovations that are coming up later on. The future shows will be able to do a lot more things in the studio. So we'd like to thank the city and, of course, Lisa and Mike for all the help they've done. And we're going to get started in a few seconds. I just want to let you know that we have a really great show coming up. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Tonight's guest star, author Arlene Freeman, Michelle Vernuccio, president of the North Jersey Chamber of Commerce, and Christine Schultz, president of the Passaic County 200 Club. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another episode of Meet Clifton.
Okay, so welcome back. My first guest is a woman, Arlene Freeman, from Clifton, who wrote a children's book. And we like to feature people that write children's books because it's so important, especially when you have topics that we're going to discuss today. The subject of the book is called Cool Kids, and that's the title. So I'd like to welcome Arlene to the show. Thanks for coming on.
My pleasure.
I appreciate it. Let me just show you a little of this book. And it's a great book. It's hardcover. The illustrations are fantastic. So why did you want to write a children's book?
Well, it goes back many years. It started with my father, and of course, there was no television or a little bit of television when we started to write books, and my father used to tell stories to the kids on the block, and he would tell them with sound effects, and all the children would come and listen to the stories, and he created a character, and the character's name was Ruffy Butch Bang.
Jeez.
And he made Ruffy Butch Bang the bully on the block. And Ruffy Butch Bang always got into trouble with every one of his segments, but at the end, Ruffy Butch Bang was sorry, and he apologized. So they had a special meaning to all the children who came to listen to it. And as the years passed, I really never had time to do this, but it was during COVID that I had the extra time to really sit down, and it is something in my bucket list. I thought the name was really so catchy that I wanted to write something about it. So I started to create a story. The book itself includes my grandchildren, my two sons, my stepson, my two daughter-in-laws, my dog, my dog, and my significant other.
Okay.
All their names are in there. The writing process was very unique to me because I started to write it, and then I didn't know what I was going to do with it. And one of my neighbors told me her daughter wrote children's books, and I got in touch with a publisher and just sent it out. Never dreaming that they said, okay, we'll publish it. And so when I did this, the process of writing and publishing was a whole different ballgame.
Right.
You had to set up your script, then you had to match it with pictures. I did not have an illustrator, and so they sent me samples of illustrators' work, and I picked one out.
Right.
And she was from the UK. Her name was Amelina Jones, and I liked her work because it was suited to the book and the age level. And the age level is from, I would say, 3rd grade to 5th grade, but the information pertains to everybody because it's truly basic. And again, I picked her illustration. She sent me samples, and she created the characters. We picked the colors of the hair and the
Right.
clothes, and we did all that together. But when the book was going to be published, I stopped in my tracks because she's from the UK.
Right. I know you might. This is a good story. You should tell.
She was from the UK. And this book is about football, about young boys going to a new school, really wanting to play football. However, she, being from the UK, put pictures of soccer balls. And I had to have her redo all of the illustrations that had a football in the book.
Right.
And so that was also a learning experience for me. But the story line is about Michael and his friends, Todd and Eric and Teddy, going to a new school. And they want to play football, but they could not play football because the kids who were playing football had a gang. And they were tough kids, and they wanted, they didn't want any wimpy children playing football. And so Michael decided to try to be one of them. The boys were bullies. They would trip people, they would make fun of people, they would do not nice things to people. Michael, on the other hand, said, well, if I did the same things, maybe they'll notice me and I would be able to play football with them as well. However, Michael doing this, he was losing the friendship of his friends. And he missed his friends. And he realized inside that it's not really good to be a bully. It's not nice to be a bully. And in order to be a bully, he had to think of mean things to do. And so he decided that he felt better. When he came home from school, he walked across the hallway, and inside his room he saw a mirror. And his features began to change. He got dots on his face, his teeth went black, different things were happening to him. Even his dog Cooper would hide under the bed. He realized something was wrong, and he didn't like what was happening to him. And so he decided that it wasn't worth being a bully, that it was much nicer to be kind and helpful to people, and you would get people to respect you and appreciate you by doing that. What I learned was that bullies have problems.
Sure, of course.
When a person becomes a bully, there's always some underlying reasons as to why they have chosen that behavior. And it could be some personal things within their home life. It could be that they need to gain recognition. But there are many reasons why children become, or adults become.
Sure, they need recognition. They need to be noticed.
They need to be noticed.
Right.
So they need some kind of help. Whereas the children who are bullies, they also have to know how to handle themselves when the situation arises.
Right.
And this book shows that kindness, and by the way, at the end of the book, Michael and his friends create their own football game, and the bullies want to play with them. And so Michael explains that it's much nicer to be a kind person, and that, yes, you can play with us, but you have to be appreciative and respectful of other people. And in doing so, then they all got together and they all played happily ever after.
So actually, you explained that book pretty well. So the benefits you think if children read this, they're going to learn about, from what I could take from it, is that it's the bullying, a lot about bullying in the book.
The whole entire book.
And then how to overcome being a bully.
Yeah.
So that if children read this book, we're hoping that they come away with, it's not good to be a bully, or if they have bullies in their life, that this might be a way to get around it.
Absolutely, but it also opens up dialogues between adults and children regarding this. If in fact a child is faced with meeting up with a bully, they can come back and talk to people, talk to their guidance counselors, talk to the school nurse, talk to their parents, because you have to talk about it. A lot of children are very upset with bullying, and the school systems nowadays have set up programs just for this.
Right.
And
A lot of schools have zero tolerance for bullying.
oh, no question
So
about it.
this book, children can read this, maybe they'll get insight into this.
Yeah, I never realized the true value until I had responses from various companies that gave awards.
Right.
I mean, it did get several awards and reviews. It amazed me. It amazed me how people reacted to this book.
Right.
And I'm very proud of it.
Oh, that's
And I'm very
fantastic.
shocked that it was really received the way it was.
No, and hopefully, more kids will get in the hands of more children that will read this, because actually illustrations are great. I mean, I like it.
They are.
And, the wording is great. I just want to ask you one really fast question, 'cause I know you used to teach school. So did you have an editor, or did you do the editing?
I did the editing with the publisher was
Okay.
Mascot Publishing,
Okay.
and when I sat down with them and I sent it, I had an editor. The editor took my words on one side, and they made different segments, and they matched the pictures with the segments. But that in itself was a tremendous learning experience for me. I wanted to go into the school systems and say, hey, I wrote this book. Let me tell you how you can do it.
Yeah. No, I'm just curious, because I know editing is big, and I know you have experience with teaching, and so I would assume that mostly these are your words.
Oh, they are all my
Yeah,
words.
All your words. And
All my
no
words.
editor.
No way.
Okay. I mean, I know they put it in the form of the syntax and help you develop, the way it's
No,
presented.
this is every single word is my own.
Okay, and then just last question I want to ask you is, so what have we done with this? You have done with this book so far? I know you said you've been out and you've done some book signings. And
I did. I did some book signings. Passaic County had their book fair, had a book fair in Weasel Brook Park.
Right.
And I went there, and I had some people come and look at the books. I met some librarians. I will probably go into classrooms in September
Right.
and go to various libraries and the different schools. I just find it fascinating to do this at this point in my life.
Sure, it's fantastic. Yeah, I guess moving along, people say this, you'd probably get called in to do some speaking on the book, or hopefully some
yeah.
schools would say, listen, we'd like to put this in our library in the school. These are all things that could happen, because
Yeah.
obviously you want to get this in the hands of as many people as you can.
Yes.
I know this is like a labor of love for you. You did
That's-
it because it's something you always wanted to do.
Whatever happens, happens. I wasn't looking to do this as a career.
Right.
I have other careers.
No, I know. You're a busy woman. No, this is great. If anybody needs to do this, I know we can show a website where they could look up Arlene.
I do. have
Yeah, we'll
more.
put that. We'll put that on the screen, or some way they could contact you, or they could call the station if they have more information. But I'd like to thank you for coming on.
Oh, I thank
It's
you.
a great
This is-
book. I just want to show this one more time. Actually, it's very interesting. It's one of the better children's books I've seen in a long time. Thank you for coming on, and we
Okay,
appreciate it.
thank you.
Thank
you
you.
very much.
Hello, Clifton and friends, and welcome to the updates. I'm Sharon Carbanix, and always so happy to be here with you. And thank you so much for your support over the last 5+ years. We've survived quite a bit, and again, happy to be here with you, and love running into you during the holidays and during just time outside and about. So we do appreciate your support. Well, of course, Botany Village is busy with their outdoor concerts every Friday night. So please go down by Sullivan Square, enjoy the different concerts that are there, different bands. So it changes every week. So please enjoy that during the summer months. And we hope you enjoyed the July 4th fireworks and your summer. So with that being said, also, the Theater League of Clifton is coming up with Man of La Mancha. It will be at the Clifton Stadium, and it is July 15th, 16th, 22nd, and 23rd at 7:30 p.m., and also July 17th and 24th at 2 p.m. Again, it's at Clifton High School Auditorium, and that's at 333 Colfax Ave. They have ticket prices, adults 20 in advance, students 15 in advance, or $25 for adults at the door, or $20 for students at the door. If you have any questions, please call 973-928-7668, and that is Man of La Mancha, and that will be at Clifton High School Auditorium. Then on July 31st at Bellinopoli, the Clifton Veterans Avenue of Flags having their 20th year anniversary. They have been doing this for so many years. They have over 2,100 flags that people have bought, and they fly so many times during the year in memory of the veterans who have passed and protected us. So please consider Sunday, July 31st, Bellinopoli. It's at 1640 Broad Street in Bloomfield, and it is $50 per person. And if you need a ticket information, please call Keith Oakley at 201-774-6666 or Marie Schultz, 973-563-3249. Now, upcoming in September, we do have the Boys and Girls Club of Clifton, the annual car show. Cars, trucks, motorcycles, from vintage to futuristic to current. Anybody is able to show their stuff, and it will be at a new location this year. It's 1255 Broad Street in Clifton. Free spectator admission, so you could come out that day and enjoy. Again, that is Sunday, September 11th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. There will be entertainment. It's Swingmen and the Misfit Mutts. There's also a 50-50, a chance to possibly earn a prize or win a prize. There will be trophies for the cars, trucks, motorcycles that are best in show, and then all different categories. So please consider that. Again, that is September 11th, Sunday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then we also have Sunday, September 18th. It's the ABA Street Fair, which is the Athenia Business Association. And that is in the Athenia section of Clifton, right on Van Houten Avenue, not too far from Mario's Restaurant and also Stanley's Rear Park. There is the biggest street fair in Clifton. It has grown over the years. People have had a great time there. You run into some new friends, old friends. You might even get to be on TV sometimes. So please consider coming out, be about in the town. And also during the summer, make sure you're being safe, you're having a great time in the sun, away from the sun, whatever you choose. But we want to know that we do appreciate you. We love chatting with you, no matter where we find you, wherever you find us. So please come up and let us know maybe how to do something better. Or if you have another fundraiser you want us to talk about, again, we welcome you to chat with Lisa at the Clifton studio. She'd be happy to chat with you so we can advertise your fundraiser, your event, or if you have another topic that you'd like us to research, that's something we would consider as well. So in the meantime, I'm Sharon Corbanix, and it's been my pleasure being here with you all these years, and we're looking forward to the next time we could be together. So again, thank you for tuning in, and thank you for your support.
So welcome back. I have a very interesting next guest. Her name is Michelle Vernuccio. I hope I said that right.
You did.
Good. And she's the president of the North Jersey Chamber of Commerce. Welcome to the show.
Thank you
I guess
for
we can
having
shake
me.
hands now.
I love it.
First things first.
Of course, always.
Chamber of Commerce. Just what is it?
Yeah. So the Chamber of Commerce is a business organization that provides networking and marketing opportunities to businesses throughout northern New Jersey.
Okay, so businesses join this organization?
Yeah. So businesses join.
Okay.
And the ones that join are the ones that want to grow their business, grow their network, grow their brand.
Okay.
Right? So, at the end of the day, what happens? We need butts in the seat, right?
Right.
So in order for businesses to, kind of brand their, their business and meet other professionals, they join the chamber, they come to networking events, they involve in different types of marketing opportunities and strategy, and we bring all these wonderful benefits to the table.
And anyone who owns a business could be
Yeah,
part of it?
anyone who owns a business.
An
So
auto parts store, a bookstore.
anyone. And there's so much benefit, because you're probably thinking an auto parts store, you think this guy's going to go to networking events, but there's tons of great benefits. So for example, that was actually a good example, is that we have a partnership with Mercedes-Benz of Caldwell, where any commercial business that needs to purchase a Sprinter van or a vehicle, they get a certain percentage off, they get special financing just for being part of the chamber.
It's like a special club.
Yeah, that's what we are. We're a little business fraternity.
Okay. And so we're in North Jersey. And now there's Chamber of Commerce all over the country,
Yeah,
obviously.
absolutely.
So what do we encompass here with North Jersey,
Yeah,
town-wise?
so good question. So North Jersey, what I like to say is if you're driving on the Parkway, like you're going to Atlantic City, probably to another conference,
Right.
it's Hudson all the way out to Middlesex County.
Wow.
Heavily populated in Bergen, Passaic, Essex, and Morris. And we started out in Clifton
Years ago.
years ago. So the chamber's been around for over 100 years. It formed as a business back in the beginning in the 80s.
Right. So are you a business owner?
No, I'm not.
Because so how do you get involved in this? I mean, you're the president of the company.
It's a
so.
funny story.
Okay, go
It's
ahead.
a funny story, so I'm going to start.
George likes funny
I'm going to
stories.
make it short and sweet. I promise. George, you got some time? I don't know. We're losing seconds here.
Excuse me. I belonged to the chamber many years ago.
That's right.
I had a casket store in Clifton, Botany Village. And not Brian,
Gloria, George.
yeah,
George.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
George.
And they came down and I applied and got in.
Well, George, you haven't renewed your membership, so I'll be sending you a renewal.
We'll still let him be a member, honorary member. So the story about how you got involved with this.
Yeah, so
Because-
I was working for a high-end dental practice in Totowa, and I was hired as their marketing director. So my new boss was like, hey, your product is bringing in new patients and, and growing ourselves in the community. So I went online and searched for chambers, and I went to a North Jersey chamber event. There was a lunch event called Leads and Lunch that took place at the Barnyard in Totowa.
Oh yeah, the barnyard.
The Barnyard's
Yep.
still there, and
Yes, it is.
and they're a member that pay their dues, by the way. And so I went to an event, and I was like, wow, a lot of people, hundreds, of people there. And I was looking to connect with healthcare practitioners to do some joint venturing opportunities. So, for example, I found a massage therapist. We would refer our patients to them. They would refer their patients
Right.
to us, and vice versa. So very successful, was super active, like anything else that I do in life. And 7 years later, I get a call from the old president, Mr. Brian Tangora. And he was like, listen, I've been doing this for like 10 years. He's like, I'm about to have a heart attack. He's like, I'm on to the next phase of my life. I want to do something different. Would you want to take over? He's like, nobody goes to school to run the chamber, right? He's like, it's
Yes.
not like a profession in that, from that aspect, but because of my marketing background and my networking strategies and just success from doing marketing for the dental practice, I was like, all right. Well, at that time, you ready, Ray?
Sure.
I was working for another dental practice in Manhattan. Doctor never told his manager that he hired me. So she quits on a Thursday, and I'm supposed to start on Monday. I get a call from the doctor or from the owner, right? And he's like, hey, before you come in, like, I want to, give you some news. He's like, do you want the good news or the bad news? I was like, I want the bad news first. He's like, listen, my manager quit. She thought I hired you to fire her. So now you're my manager. So it's all about timing, and everything happens for a reason. And I knew this guy wasn't trying to find another manager. So my heart is really in marketing. And so I took over.
And you're doing a good job in Clifton with getting members, because I was at your little.
We've been, get
Grand
ready.
opening.
We have another one coming up.
And let me ask you, why did you bring the headquarters back to Clifton?
It needs to go back to its roots.
Is that what it is?
Many times what happens is, people forget their roots and where they came from, and their heads get blown up.
Right.
But that's not who we are at North Jersey. And we've moved offices, throughout Passaic County. But we decided to come back, and I will tell you, Ray, I feel like I'm at home. And I didn't even run the chamber when it was in Clifton,
Right.
when probably Gloria George was
I
around.
remember it because I was a member.
Yeah, and you're another one.
30 years
You're gonna
ago.
get your renewal
Yeah.
statement too.
I owe 30 years of dues.
Yeah,
No, it's good. Well, Clifton's a large city.
and we're excited to be back. We
you know,
have
you-
tons and tons of businesses.
I
in
know you have the
Clifton.
new office, and
Yeah.
you're doing really well. And there's a question here, and what's the geographic footprint of businesses in Clifton that are members?
Oh, in North Jersey?
No, well, it says Clifton,
Clifton?
so I'm not too sure if that pertains to...
I mean, we cover a lot in Clifton. I probably say percentage-wise, right now our chamber is up to over 1,000 members.
Wow.
1,016 businesses,
Wow.
to be exact.
And how do you... I mean, this is a big area.
Yeah.
So how do you cover all this area? I mean, it's a lot
I
of
do.
driving. I know you have that energy.
I have that energy. We don't sleep. When you love what you do, Ray, and I know you can understand this,
I can.
your work is never work.
No, and you're doing a great job because I know that you're getting a lot of members in Clifton.
Huge.
And we know there's a lot of businesses in Clifton.
Absolutely. Like today, we ended the month, 19 new businesses joined the chamber.
Wow. That's not...
25 the month before. I mean, we're super active. In COVID alone, during a pandemic where businesses were starving, right? 247 businesses joined North Jersey Chamber in 2021, 117 the year before. So numbers don't lie.
No, it's true. And I know you just said a little bit why, but if your wife's talking to someone and you said, what's your pitch?
Yeah.
And like you come up to me and have a business, and
Yeah.
obviously you walk and say you want to join. It's not like the
So-
Teamsters or something where, you know.
So I got a call today from a potential new member. She is a divorce mediator, and she's like, "Well, I'm part of this chamber and that chamber. Why North Jersey?" I go, "Why not?" I said, "I'm a marketing guru. That's what these other chambers don't have. Most other chambers either run by business owners, part-timers.
Right.
I actually have a profession, so I've run the chamber based on return on investment." And so I said, "Well, if you join, this is what we offer." I gave her some marketing ideas, and she's like, "I never thought to pitch to those specific clients. I never thought about that."
Right.
She's like, I'm joining. She goes, "When could we do an event?" I said, "Join and we'll get you, acquainted."
Right,
and
because
we'll
you
get it
do
going."
events for the new members that come in.
Oh yeah, the new
Yeah.
members and all different types of marketing, strategy.
Right.
So for her as a divorce mediator, I said, you need to tap into the nurseries, schools. Why?
Right.
Because parents are who you need to connect with and let them know about what you do. She's like, "I never thought about that." I said, "Yeah, you have to do what everyone else is not doing." That's the advice that I give everyone.
And do you hire other people like yourself to do this, or you're the sole
So it's
salesperson?
myself and
No, because maybe George needs a job. I'm just
yeah,
trying to
George.
help him out.
First, you got to pay your dues. We're not bartering anything over here. We're not bartering anything. But I have a marketing assistant as
Okay.
well. I'm also a professor at Montclair State
Okay.
University in communications, School of Communications and Media. So really, my other heart, right, the other side, is really mentoring. So I love taking on, other, students that have graduated, and really kind of teaching them from the grounds up.
Okay, so obviously you love this,
I do.
and I'm glad you came
want
out
a
to
job?
explain. No, I don't.
I'm hiring.
That's it. Maybe we'll give George one. No, thanks for explaining the Chamber of Commerce because it's important.
Absolutely.
And if anyone's interested, obviously you contact Michelle, North Jersey Chamber of Commerce. We'll put a little thing on the bottom, and hopefully you get more members. And then
We
you
will.
know,
I'm not afraid for
I'll
that.
get the commission. And
That's
I'm
all right.
only kidding.
We'll definitely give you something.
No, but Michelle, thanks very much. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
It's
Thank you
great.
so much
No,
for
no, no.
having me. Thank you.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Sherry, Sherry baby, Sherry, Sherry baby, Sherry, Sherry baby, Sherry baby, Sherry, can you come out tonight? Come out tonight.
So welcome back. My next guest is the president of the Passaic County 200 Club. It's Christine Schultz. Thank you for coming on the show.
All
I
right.
appreciate it.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
So, of course, I don't know much about this, so if we could just start off, and what's the 200 Club? What does it
Well,
mean?
Number one, thank you for inviting me and
Oh,
having
of
me here
course.
today. Many people today do not know what the 200 Club is, who we are, especially in Passaic County. So the Passaic County 200 Club is an organization of men and women. It was designed to support local police, firefighters, and EMS professionals so that, God forbid, if somebody were killed in the line of duty, we provide support to them as well as setting up scholarships for the surviving family and the surviving spouse, and mostly for the children. So to tell you a little bit about who the Passaic County 200 Club is.
Well, before, are
Sure.
there other 200 clubs in other cities
There
throughout
are.
the United States?
Throughout the United
Okay.
States, and just to let you know how this was formulated, it was formulated in 1950.
Okay.
There was a Detroit businessman that decided to form an organization where they got support from the local community, mostly the business community, because a police officer was thwarting a robbery, and during the robbery he was killed in the line of duty. And so he left a wife with children. And so this Detroit businessman decided he was going to gather 100 of his closest friends, most of them were businessmen and women, and they all donated in 1950 $200. Hence, the 200 Club was created. So for today's times, for a mere $250, anyone that is a local business community within all of the different Passaic County, Bergen County, Morris County, all through the state of New Jersey, we all have 200 clubs.
Okay.
And so for a mere $250, the local businessman, businesswoman, or even an individual can support the 200 Club, and it is through those funds that allows our organization to raise money and awareness so that if, God forbid, anyone is killed in the line of duty, myself as the president, along with my trustees and our board of directors, I deliver a check in the amount of $10,000 to the surviving spouse or family member to support the family during a very, very challenging and difficult time, as you can imagine.
Right.
In addition to that, we also then create a scholarship foundation so that we can support the children of the fallen police, fire, or EMS professional to support them for $2,500 for college scholarship funding.
Right. Now, is this someone that's killed in the line of duty, or just someone that passes away?
The $10,000 is for someone killed in the line of duty.
Okay.
And that's how that works, along with additionally funding a $2,500 scholarship for the surviving children.
Okay. Okay. That's important because people lose someone that, the monetary needs are great.
Sure.
For people.
It certainly is.
So that would be the mission then to.
For the club.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now I'm sorry we got off track, but if you want to go back, explain the Passaic County thing, it's okay.
Perfect. So in order for our clubs to be sustained, we rely on the local business community to support us. And so our membership can only thrive, it can only grow through that $250 donation membership. Now what you get through that membership, people always ask, Chris, what do I get by supporting your club and your organization? So we usually get you a plaque, we usually get you a little card that's very similar to a credit card that says Passaic County 200 Club. And that card then lets the people know in the community that you are a member, that you support local EMS, law enforcement, and fire. And I've been often challenged with people say to me, Chris, why do you do what you do? What is your mission? Why do you support the Passaic County 200 Club and the 200 Club? My brother is a lieutenant in the Annapolis, Maryland area. He is a part of the SWAT team. And it is because of what he does that I support this organization through the 200 Club.
Right.
I can't imagine rushing into a burning building.
No, of
I
course.
can't imagine, trying to, with my police badge and my gun, trying to, thwart a robbery with the high crime today. And I can't imagine trying to save someone's life if I was an EMS professional. So I think we don't give back enough to the public sector, and I think that is something that we should all be aware of. And for a mere $250, as individuals, as business owners of each county within the state of New Jersey, I think it's the very least that we can do.
So how do you solicit new, let's call them members?
Well, I'm pleased to announce that we actually have a new administrator. She's actually here with us today, Miss Diane Oland.
Oh, we know her.
Yeah, you know Diane?
Of course.
Great lady. And she has been very, very instrumental in helping us solicit through our website, through our Facebook page, and then in addition to that, due to unfortunate experiences with COVID-19, we have kind of had to shut down the club temporarily, but we're just now getting into the time frame where we can have events. And so we have each year what we call a Valor Awards dinner.
Right, I have that here.
And that's actually coming up May the 9th, 2023, that we're having an annual Valor Awards dinner. And in that Valor Awards, it's an opportunity for us to give out to the local police, EMS, and fire professionals that have kind of gone above and beyond the call of duty. They've
Right.
either put their lives on the line to do something very heroic. And so we honor them each year by either offering and giving out a Valor Award or a Merit Award, depending on the level of degree of whatever they
Right.
were able to experience. And it's really given us an opportunity to acknowledge them. It's hosted and held at the Brownstone in
of
Patterson. Most people are familiar with the Brownstone.
Of course.
And in addition to that, we have then a fundraiser. And so our fundraiser is called a beefsteak dinner, which most people are familiar in New
course.
Jersey with a beefsteak. And it's just a great opportunity for us to have some entertainment, gather as an organization, and it gives me an opportunity with our trustees, with our board, to really let everyone in the community know what is the 200 Club.
Right.
If I were to walk down the street and stop somebody and say, "Are you familiar with the 200 Club?" the average person would say, "Never heard of it." No different than yourself. You may
Right,
not.
but now they will.
And now they will.
Now they will.
And now they will.
And hopefully you get more members.
We're hoping.
Maybe through this or through the efforts of Diane or someone
Yeah.
that solicits the people.
Yep.
How else would they know? We're gonna list your website, under
Perfect.
here,
That
so
would
that
be
they
great.
can do
Thank you.
that. And I guess we'll leave a number or something where they can get hold of. Where do you hail at if you have offices?
We do. At the moment, we have an office where we used to meet as a board at the Mountain Development Office in Woodland Park. Right now, the best way, if you want to support the 200 Club, if you want to support this worthy organization, it's to go to our website, which is www.pc200club.org, or you certainly can contact Diane or myself, and we can send you an application. But we really need the support for the benefit of the local.
Sure. And
Public safety.
obviously you cover a big territory, so fortunately we don't like to see any of these accidents happen.
Correct.
But if you do, it's nice to know that they have
So support.
extra means, because
Absolutely.
it could be tough losing
Yep.
a family member, especially if you have children or a husband or a wife, because
Correct.
we have both, and either way they sustain hardships.
Absolutely.
And
Yep.
money doesn't bring anyone back, but it certainly helps the situation that's going on,
Yeah.
moving forward. So
We've helped thousands and thousands of police, firefighter, and EMS professionals, their family members. It's a very unfortunate experience to have to do that, but I can assure you that a $10,000 check to the surviving family, spouse, and just to support the family during that
absolutely,
time of
absolutely.
need, it's huge. It's huge, and it's very well appreciated.
And can I just ask, these beefsteaks and these dinners, will they be advertised or announced?
We will. That's part of the role of what Diane is now doing with myself. We're going to be soliciting, I just today posted it on our website,
Okay.
about the Valor Awards dinner and the upcoming beefsteak dinner, date and place and time to be announced. But that too probably will be at the Brownstone.
Okay.
So we welcome everyone, and we're hoping that everyone can
Well,
participate.
future shows, we could, when we have them, we have updates.
Super.
So we'd be able to list it as updates.
Great.
This way everyone in New Jersey will see it
And be aware.
get more support that way too.
Excellent.
This is a great cause, and I didn't know anything about it before.
Most people don't.
But this is good. Hopefully they're aware of it. Please, watch this interview, and if you're interested, please contact the information. We'll list it at the end of the show. Christine, I appreciate it.
Thank you so
Thanks
much
very
for
much.
having me.
People at home, please, this is a good cause. We need to do these things. We need to volunteer. We need to step up. We need to raise money for the people who deserve it.
And we need the support.
And we need the support.
Yep. Thank
Okay.
you again for having
Thank
me.
you. We'll be right back.
Friday night, baby, ooh, I don't think, baby, ooh, we're gonna work this out somehow. Soon you'll be crying, captain for your lying. Oh yeah, just look who's laughing now. She said to walk like a man, fast as I can, walk like a man from you.
Well, that's our show for tonight. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. Of course, I'd like to thank again my co-host George for helping out. And I love the shirt. It's great. I know we all got them too. We'll be wearing them over the summer.
Okay.
We hope you enjoyed everything. Until we see you next time, be good to your friends and family. Respect your neighbors. Keep Clifton close to your heart. This is a great town. Thank you, and God bless. Good night.